welcome to the Olympic Park here in Rio. You are live with Sport Today. I'm Chris Mitchell. Here's what's coming up on the programme. Usain Bolt cruises through the heats of the 200 metres. He's on his way to a triple treble. Brazil's women have been knocked out of the football, losing their semi-final on penalties to Sweden. And a perfect 10 for Britain's golden couple in the velodrome. Well, what a night it has been here in Rio. What a day it's been here in Rio. We have had Usain Bolt in action on the track. We have had high drama in the velodrome where Britain have won more gold medals. The diving continues just down the road here on the Olympic Park. The sailing, well, there was gold there for Britain as well. Simone Biles won her 4th gold medal in the gymnastics. It really was very good for her today. Not the disappointment of the bronze on the beam from yesterday. Let's wrap up all the action then. The man with all the news, as ever, is Colm Harrison.
Usain Bolt's aim at some point is to be the first man to break 19 seconds for the 200 metres. His immediate target in Rio, though, was to get through the first round, and he did that with ease, followed home in his heat by the Nigerian Ejao Vokugeni Oduduru. In the first track and field event to be decided on day 11, Christian Taylor retained his men's triple jump title with a twist. Back in London, the American won gold jumping with his left leg, but now he jumps with his right. Same result, though, and a first-round leap of 17 metres 86 secured the gold. Gymnast Simone Biles bounced back from the relative disappointment of a bronze medal in the beam on Monday to leading an American 1-2 on the floor. Biles may have missed out on the 5 golds she'd been hoping for, but she's only the 5th female gymnast in history to win 4 at a single games. And Brazil are out of the women's football after losing their semi-final on penalties. Lisa Dahlqvist scored the crucial spot kick as Sweden followed up their victory over the world and Olympic champions, the USA, by knocking out the hosts to reach their first Olympic final. Colm Harrison, BBC News.
You know, it's not all about winning gold medals, of course, and there was a terrific example of sportsmanship in the Olympic Stadium today. A really good story, this. It happened in the heats of the women's 5,000 metres. There was a sort of coming together, if you like, involving Nikki Hamblin of New Zealand and the American Abby D'Agostino, who hurt her ankle as she hit the track. The New Zealander wouldn't carry on, rather, until she made sure that the American wasn't badly injured. When Hamblin finished in 15th place, she then waited nearly 30 seconds for the American to cross the line too. And get this, following a protest, both runners were then given a place in Friday's final, as was Australia's Jennifer Wenth, who was also affected by the same collision. A heartwarming story, that one. More medals to be won at the Athletic Stadium later on. And the ban on the Russian track and field team means we are guaranteed now to have some new Olympic champions. I spoke to our athletics commentator, Ed Harry, earlier, who said their absence, the absence of the Russians, is now truly being felt.
Well, tonight is when we really notice it, because in 2 of the finals, Russians would have played key roles. In the men's high jump, Ivan Ukov, a Russian, is the defending champion, and he's not back to defend his title because of the blanket ban imposed by the IAAF and upheld by CAS. We've then also got the men's sprint hurdles final, in which the world champion is a Russian, Sergei Shibenkov. He, along with Yelena Isinbayeva, has been the most vocal about how unfair this is on clean Russian athletes. He made the point at one point with one post saying, "Would the world have thought more of me if I'd actually doped and then turn whistleblower?" I think he's found the whole thing ridiculous, and he desperately wanted to be here. We do have one Russian, Daria Klishina, the long jumper, toing and froing as to whether she'd be allowed to compete. She does compete tonight. She's based in Florida. That's why she's been allowed in, not part of the same Russian system that's under investigation, and she goes in the long jump qualifying a bit later.
And we got the return of Elaine Thompson. She's back in action, hoping to do this double. What are her chances?
She was a little bit of a surprise winner of the 100 metres, despite having the quickest time of the year coming in. She's the World Championship silver medalist for the 200 metres. She's one of the 5 fastest women of all time. Unfortunately for her, also in the mix for this medal is someone even higher up that list, the woman who beat her to gold at last year's World Championships, Daphne Schippers of the Netherlands. They go in the same semi-final, and only the top 2 are guaranteed progress onto the final. Could be bad news for Blessing Okagbare, the champion of the Commonwealth from Nigeria, who's in the same heat as them. Maybe, though, Blessing could get between the 2 of them. That will be, in some ways, a real dry run for the final.
Well, the cycling in the velodrome is over for these Olympics. It has been absolutely thrilling over there. They called it the medal factory in London at 2012, certainly for Team GB rather, because they won so many gold medals in there. Well, it's been a similar tale in the velodrome this evening and for the last few days, because Great Britain have won more gold in there this evening. Laura Trott, Jason Kenny celebrating. Jason Kenny has 3 at these games. His fiancée Laura Trott 2 more, and now in total they have 10 between them. Kenny 6 golds and a silver make him jointly Britain's most successful man at the Olympics. He won the Keirin in the final race at the velodrome, watched by his partner Trott earlier. Well, she'd been out there as well, and she won the Omnium, the multi-discipline event, and that was her 4th Olympic gold, making her the most successful Great Britain women Olympian. The women's races ended with Germany's Christina Vogel winning the sprint. She beat Britain's Becky James. Let's take a look at the medal table. It's very interesting. United States at top. Great Britain are in clear second place now. Chao Yan won the men's 3-metre springboard for China. So 1 more for China, but they'll be a little bit disappointed. The Dutch won another gold in the open water swim with Ferry Vertman. So that pushes them up to 8. But Great Britain, they must be delighted, doing better than they did at their own home games. Joseph Schooling, remember him? He was the man who beat Michael Phelps in the 100-metre butterfly in the pool here in Rio. He's been talking to the BBC. He says his life is like a Hollywood movie following his gold medal swim, and he's been talking to us.
When I was 13, 7-8 years ago, I don't think the sporting culture was nearly as strong as it is today. So it's really positive seeing how sports has grown in Singapore. So I think for swimming, well, I don't know other sports, but for swimming, I think we could make an Olympic final for a relay. And, you know, no one would ever dream of that happening one Olympics or 2 Olympics ago. So I think that goes to show how much we've improved as a country in the sport.
There's been a lot of scrutiny, not just on your professional life, but also on your personal life. How are you dealing with that, or how can you deal with that?
Yeah, no, I mean, I think it's kind of funny, like all that personal life stuff. You know, you grow up watching movies, and you see like Hollywood actors and celebrities have those articles and tabloids and stuff about all these rumors and everything. And I think it's funny. I think it's kind of cool at the same time. You know, that means you reach like a certain level of status. So I think it's kind of funny.
It is kind of cool. See you later. Bye for now.